Anyway, guys, MTW's TT1 is our blue Protoss at the right bottom side of Ohana, and Alternate Cloud, our lovely Italian Terran, spawns in yellow and currently lives in Germany. Actually lived in Germany for quite a while. For the people who wonder, where does he live exactly in Germany? He lives in Krefeld, which is close to Cologne, and that is the city where MrBitter and me lived for more than a year.
That's right.
Well, I lived there for more than a year.
So Cloud was our neighbor in a sense, not in that we could go next door and knock on his door and be like, "Hey, Cloud," but in that he was just a short drive away. We got to hang out with him a little bit.
No, he came to my place several times. Once upon a time, he tried to teach me some PvT, and then he said, "You're a very good player, but you're so stubborn. You don't want to learn." I was like, "I do want to learn." Then he's like, "Okay, play a game," and I went Void Ray all in, and he just face palmed and he said, "Rotti, you're a lost cause." I said, "Okay, I'm sorry, Cloud." And then he told me to do like this weird build, and I died literally against this first 2 Marauders. I was like, "Cloud." He's like, yeah, you just had no vision. You didn't scout." That was really funny. Anyway, he's a great guy, and we see him opening double Rex here, man. That's surprising.
Well, I sort of like it. He's up a game in this series, and maybe he's not, maybe he's not super comfortable on Ohana. By the way, Ohana is a great map for PvT. We've seen some very even results here. The only matchup that seems to really be skewed on Ohana is EVT, where Terrans are yet to lose in the North American Star League.
Well, only in just starting week 3. I'm really looking forward to those statistics in week 3, or at the end of week 3 and week 4, and certainly week 5. I think that by then we have collected some really interesting data.
Yeah, week 5, week 6 is going to be really interesting to look at. No tech lab yet on either of these racks. I'm sure we'll see one. No, there's no gas. You can't even build a tech lab. So this is just 2 racks Marines.
Yeah, but I think he might actually still drop a tech lab straight away after he killed that probe. Because right now, Cloud is TT1 is just thinking, all right, standard, no gas, fast expand. But
I think that's what Cloud wants him to think. I think we're going to see some bunker
SCVs?
pressure. Yeah.
Maybe some SCVs will be pulled.
Yeah, I think that's pretty likely. Maybe just even if it's just 3 or 4.
Well, he already has like 3 on the map, I think, right now. No, he's not going to pull any additional SCVs, but he does have he has a scouting SCV and then he has one of the racks, and I think he brought one more, so that basically allows him to already have 3 SCVs on the other side of the map. So yeah, I think
he's saving a little bit, as if he wants to go 1 gate into expand, which is, well, I mean, based on what he's seen, it's the right read.
Exactly. I mean, that's what everybody would do. You play against a Terran who goes for no gas, fast expand. You save up to 400, and now he's going to find all these Marines.
Right.
And what are you going to do, TT1?
3 SCVs, 4 Marines, and even if Cloud just puts some bunkers at the bottom of the ramp.
Yeah, it's really annoying. It throws off your entire game.
Stalker forced to back up a little bit. TT1 still hasn't dropped any additional gate. Well, Cloud is going to go right up into the main. He's just going to try. Oh, he's going to build the bunkers on the high ground. That's pretty tricky.
It's really interesting. I'm curious to see how this is going to turn out. I don't think that he's going to be able to pull this off, but he will be able to kill quite a few probes.
Probes really going after these Marines. I love that he clicked on the mineral in his natural to get this full surround. Nice job here by TT1. He's definitely taking some losses. He's already lost 7 probes, but he also killed 3 SCVs. We've got to remember Cloud lost quite some mining time. And TT1's the one with the worker advantage.
Yeah, it's pretty even. And Cloud has to be careful. He needs to get a bunker up, and that's exactly what he does, because these 2 Stalkers could have fun for days with these Marines. But fortunately for Cloud, he's exactly doing that. So Cloud knows what he can die against right now, and he's just going to expand behind this. So really interesting opening by Cloud.
Yeah, and I don't think he did enough damage to really justify that big investment. Ooh, Stalker's got to be careful. Good micro by Cloud up at the top of that ramp, using that high ground advantage.
He's lifting up that first barracks as well, and he's floating it to the main base. So we basically have a pretty standard Protoss versus Terran right now.
Yeah.
But the base of TT1, I mean, the expand is still a little bit late. So maybe we're going to see some sentry pressure from TT1. Then again, he's still only on 1 gas, so nah, he's going to drop the Nexus.
TT1 dropping some mind games, man. He had a probe going down to expand. Saw the Marine of Cloud coming forward, didn't put it down there, so Cloud might be wondering, ooh, is there an all-in coming?
Yeah, he's straight away pulling SCV, so that's exactly what Cloud is afraid of. But meanwhile, TT1 is just expanding, and this is nice. TT1 is already 5 workers ahead, but he kind of needs to do this as well, because this command center is going to be ready soon, and if it's double orbital, he's just going to fall too far behind economically.
Yeah, it's still close, but with this many SCVs off the line, he's got double bunker up while Cloud is really scared right now. And rightfully so. He's seen nothing to indicate that TT1 wants to take it into the macro game. So this is good for TT1 in some regards, but now that those 2 command centers are up, like you said, double orbital, lots of SCV production, lots of mules, That's not too bad for Cloud.
No, it's not too bad. His tech is a little bit late as well, of course, because he waited a long time with mining gas. So we see a really interesting PvT here, but just because the timings are so off. And I always kind of wonder what kind of game does that turn into. And look at that, a quick warp prism for TT1.
That's an interesting,
Yeah.
interesting maneuver.
Maybe he wants to do something we see a lot in Protoss vs Zerg, where he just drops the sentries on the high ground, force fields the ramps, and then he's going to try to pick off tech labs and supply depots, and maybe even win the game.
Man, that would be really annoying for Cloud to have to deal with. He definitely has all of his units down in that natural. TT1 also has 3-4 sentries out, so he's poised to do something like, oh, it's going to be 3 sentries and a stalker in that warp prism. I think you might be right on, Kev.
I think so too. He has the top Selnaga watchtower, so that helps out a lot. That allows him to just fly this prism over here a little bit easier. Cloud is researching siege mode, so he wants to get siege tanks, which also means he's gonna have even less units first on. If Cloud doesn't have a single unit on the high ground, this could turn out really, really nicely for TT1.
He's got a single marine in a bit of a spotting position. TT1 is actually headed towards the mineral line, though.
Would have been so much sicker if he would have dropped the force field on the ramp. Don't you agree?
I do agree. I still think he can do some good damage here. I don't think he's necessarily making a mistake. Cloud clearly well out of position, and if he doesn't react to this immediately upon seeing it, he will lose some SCV.
There are 3 gates for TT1, so he could warp in additional units as well. And here we go, sentries. Oh, beautiful
wow.
by Cloud.
Wow, that is so fast.
Lost 2 SCVs? 1?
I think it was just 1, as he lost 3 to the bunker harass, and he's got 4 lost total. So, well done, Carlo. And TT1 right now is frowning.
Yep, siege tanks are ready right now. We do have 45 pros for TT1 against only 33 SCVs for Cloud though. Something interesting to see TT1 where you're going to take this. He has double forts right now, so that is good. But you're going to need something more, otherwise you could still die from a sort of pseudo 1-1-1, but then out of 2 base.
Kev, I'm a little worried that TT1's making the same mistake we saw Niden make last week. He's got double forge, he's got robo. We'll see if he throws down any additional tech or if he's just going to sit and work on these 2 bases for a little while. But when you spread yourself out this much, sometimes you find yourself in a position where you just don't have units when the other guy tries to push.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of as well. Now he's getting the Twilight console. And I think if he researches charge straight away and starts chrono boosting out like a madman, then I think he's going to be fine. But if Cloud is going to move out now already, this is going to be really tough for TT1, despite having a superior economy.
Not only that, he just hit a nasty supply block, forced to build 3 pylons at once.
But he's going to be able to save some time with this Warp Prism, though, something we see Wydra basically do in every single match.
Yep, going to come right here into the back of the natural. Cloud's got no units here. Ooh, this could go terribly for Cloud. Well, he does have a handful of Marines up, and again, he's so fast on these reactions. Look at that map awareness. Cloud has become a very good player.
Oh, and TT1's just going to try to cut him off right now. The siege tanks are on siege, and I love those force fields by TT1.
Done, and those are beautiful force fields. Cloud will target down these sentries, but he needs to unsiege those tanks and get out of there.
The Immortal alone is going to be able to take out these tanks. Well, okay, the Marines helping out a lot. Well, TT1, you could have actually used those zealots, so he does end up losing the Immortal, but he will be able to take care of these tanks as well.
Yeah, tanks are all going to die in TT1.
That was so beautiful.
He's in a great position now. Everything that was not looking too good for him just turned around completely when Cloud gets caught without stim. So I thought it was bad that he was being like that TT1 was out of his base, but the way it happened, he just got perfect force fields and took a great fight.
Cloud canceled something. I canceled the reactor. He's just going to switch up with that barracks, and Mio is going to get a tech lab on his other barracks. So I kind of want to. I guess he's going to stop tank production for now because he knows the charge is going to be ready, and he's going to switch into Marauders. But he's quite far behind economically, and very important as well. Didn't mention it. I did see it in the production tab. Darkstorm is about to finish up, and he's already has a warp prism, so he's just going to be able to warp in DTs, and there is not a single bit of detection anywhere for Cloud.
Yeah, he's been very diligent about dropping his mule, so he's got no energy saved up, and it's going to be 2 DTs walking in the front, and then I guess everything else is probably going to be dropped in the back.
Take a look at Cloud's vision. Cloud is just watching all over the map right now, so he's not watching his ramp, and now he will be aware of these Dark Templars. But that's too late already. The Dark Templars already splitting up.
There's 50 energy, scans and kills. One can see the other one, but it gets away, and that is a huge problem.
Yeah.
Turret. Oh wow! What? How did that happen?
Scan was still up.
And
Scan lasts for a long time. Force field goes down on the ramp right now, a little bit too late though, so this Warp Prism is actually going to fall.
Oh!
TT1 losing a lot of units
also
over
canceling the DT warp in, so Cloud gets through that okay.
Yeah, that could have gone so much worse. I don't understand why TT1 just didn't drop 2 DTs in the main base. That would have been so annoying for Cloud.
TT1 is out on the map with all these Zealots and these Immortals. We're going to see a big Zealot Immortal push as soon as Charge finishes. They're going to be 2-2 Zealots. It's going to be a tough hold.
Cloud is on triple orbital soon, so I mean, it's still good for TT1, of course, because he's going to be on 2-2 upgrade soon, and that's so massive playing against
Cloud
Bio.
should see this coming. Oh no, he's leaving his base. Those are charge lots, Cloud. You don't want to be out on the map against those.
And 2-2 just finishes for TT1 as well.
And that is the signal to retreat. TT1 going to chase Cloud all the way back up into his natural immediately. No, not immediately. The Cloud is going to want to load up into that bunker, and he's probably going to want to build a couple more.
Cloud was playing with fire, man.
I wish he had a couple more siege tanks. I really don't understand why he's still building them.
Because charge loads are very good against siege tanks. And I guess he just felt he didn't have the economy to support both a lot of bio and siege tanks. Like, it's something that you can afford if you're on 3-4 bases, then you can just do whatever you want. But since Cloud was low eco 2 base, it's just something he couldn't afford.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. We do see TT1 still posturing in the middle of the map as he secures his third base. This is it's just getting better and better for TT1. His 3-3 upgrades are going to be done momentarily, and that is going to be a terrifying thing for Cloud to deal with.
Look at this Marine, man. What a brave Marine.
Billy always gets the bad jobs.
Man.
Billy, go see what's going on in the Protoss base.
No! They're warping in those giant things!
Stim, Billy, stim! Oh, man, did they cut his head off? That was brutal.
They cut off pretty much everything.
Decapitation.
63 probes right now for TT1, and Stanley mining from 3 bases. He still has an observer over here as well. TT1, I mean, Cloud is going to try to do some dropping action, but TT1 has pilots all over the map, so he knows exactly what's going on. 3-3 is on the way, and Cloud just starting 2-1 right now, and that's such a massive upgrade advantage.
It's not just the upgrades though, Kev.
No, it's
also
everything.
Yeah, it's everything. It's the army supply, it's the worker supply. TT1 has worked himself into a tremendous advantage here.
The army composition as well, which I like for TT1. All the charge slots, couple of immortals, sentries, and he's slowly but steady getting high Templars, I believe.
Yeah, Templar Archives.
And he's getting double robot. TT1 is getting everything, man. He's just gonna like roll a dice and see, alright, double Colossus or high Templars.
Or both. Maybe if he can get a 4th base. But
let's do both.
In the meantime, he's got so many charge lots. He's got 4 immortals. He's got enough sentries to be very annoying. And Cloud, well, I guess he had a second thought about making that push. Just decides to land his own 3rd and sit back and try to get himself back in on even keel macro wise. But TT1's going to be maxed very soon, and he's going to be maxed with like the ultimate army for what Cloud has.
If Cloud can get up to 3-2 upgrades, and he's going to get a lot of ghosts, and he gets Vikings out, then maybe there will be this one fight, and if he wins it super decisively, he could still win this game. But of course the big problem is if he only wins it a little bit, then the additional warp in for TT1 is going to tear Cloud apart, because TT1 can afford to lose units, and Cloud clearly can.
I really like how TT1's playing this. He's realized his advantage. He's sitting back. He's taking a 4th base.
He's all over the map. He has complete map vision. He's playing it beautifully.
With 4 bases, he can make whatever kind of army he wants, literally.
And I also like the vision that his observers gave him. He always knew where Cloud was, so that also allows him not to worry about anything, and he's just getting a 4th base on his own.
Pylons everywhere, so he can warp in at any point on the map that he chooses to warp in from. And now he's on the move, man. He's maxed out. He's got the single Colossus, maybe, no, just the one.
Oh, he's going to get 3 Colossus soon. The second one just popped, and the other one is about to spawn over here.
And there's just not much in Cloud's army that does particularly well against
anything.
This. Yeah. I mean, the Ghost maybe with EMPs on Sentries and Immortals will help. But he's down in supply. Oh, this is going to be such a hard fight for Cloud.
Man, this is going to be really hard. He's getting +1 for the Vikings already, but his Viking production is just a little bit too late. Here comes that also scary Protoss army. Well, this is actually not a nice position for Zealots to fight at all. Then again, TT1 can't afford to lose units.
Yeah, I don't think he cares about throwing away a few Zealots here and there. He's going to make an adjustment and make his way down into the 3rd base.
All those bunkers is a little bit tricky though, man.
Yeah, oh, good EMPs, but they're mostly on the Zealots.
Well, TT1 should be careful, as you said. He can afford to, oh, beautiful. All those Marines are going to be cut to pieces straight away.
Yeah, too bad. Cloud should not have run into that. That's, again, it's a meat grinder of sorts. A couple of force fields going down by TT1. Guardian Shield really paying for itself. And, of course, 3-3 gateway units are so good against Basic Terran Infantry. GG comes out of Cloud. TT1 ties up the series, proving that he is deserving of his spot here in the North American Star League. He's two-time playoff player, right? He was playoff season 1.
He was playoff season 2 for sure.
Definitely was there season 2. We talked to him and hung out with him.
He took out Red back then in the playoffs. I remember that.
You talked for like days about how good you thought his setup was. I was like, man, I love TT1's setup.
Yeah, it was a very comfortable setup. That was really cool because TT1 was playing a lot of ladder, and he was actually losing like 4 or 5 games. I was like, all right, TT1, let me play. So I sit down his account and was like rank 30 GM, and I play and I win. And he's like, not bad, Rotti. Then Torzen came, and Torzen sit down, wins. And then then Mana came, and Mana is like, it's okay, TT1, Europe is here. And then TT1 was like, oh man, why are these guys doing this to me?
Well, TT1's done pretty well against Europeans so far, beating Braddock last week and now taking a game off of Cloud. Means the series is tied 1-1. That game brought to you guys by Azo Monitors. We're going to take a very short commercial break, and then the final deciding game in Cloud versus TT1.